Hello guys, CW here. Welcome to the kitchen sink. I don't recommend doing this when wife's around because you may have to pay the price for being in her kitchen. But what we got going on here, I won't call it mold maintenance, but I got some more molds picked up, and this is just Dawn and hot water and an old toothbrush. And this is what you need to do when you have molds that come in from an unknown source or have been stored in oil or unknown conditions. You got to give them a good cleaning. You want to get all that oil off them if you expect to get good fill out and good product produced with the molds. So get that toothbrush out, good hot water, good soapy hot water. What's on here is rubber bands. The guy had stored all these molds with rubber bands, and they just deteriorated over the years. And this is just a straight razor, and you want to be careful because it's obviously not a straight razor, a single edge razor. This is obviously real sharp, but it'll take all this off real easy and real quick. And all that is rubber band. Rubber band that's been on there for who knows how many decades. Now you could also take the screws out, but I don't really want to get water in those holes because it's kind of hard to get out. The rest of this will all blow off, rinse off, dry off. But if you get it inside threaded holes like that, it's going to be harder. Really scrub them out. And then get the hot water running and rinse them off. Not going to hurt them any. They're not going to stay wet for that long. Set them on a towel to dry. Get them out in the sun. Kind of like brass. You can stick them in the oven, but again, not too hot. We've got a bunch of different molds here. I think I've got 6 or 7 different styles. Most all of them are 2 cavity Lymans, but I do have one 4 cavity, and I think one 1 cavity. Just give everything a good scrub, all the surfaces, especially the cavities. Keep getting fresh water, just like you'd clean anything. But it's kind of strange for some people to think that you'd actually wash a mold. But these were stored in motor oil, literally soaked in motor oil. And as you know, or you should know, they're called steel molds, but they're really not. They're really closer to an iron material, and it's quite porous. So it'll soak up and contain that oil if you don't get it out. And Dawn is a real good one for lifting oil, pulling oil out of things. So that's why we're using Dawn. But if you've got a favorite dish detergent, or that's what your wife has, go ahead and use it. It'll probably be fine. I just prefer Dawn. Now this one here is one that I'm going to call a couple friends on because I think they're going to be wanting this one. And you may be one of the friends that's watching right now. I know you like pointy bullets, so we'll see. All right, just a real quick video, and I'll show you more after they're all cleaned and ready to go. But like I said, there's probably 5 or 6 molds in here, and they're all old Lyman. There might be an OHAS or an Ideal in here too, but they're all the same look of the molds. And we're just trying to get this oil to come up out. A lot of it is going to come out, and I can already see my water's turning brown. It was blue and I put an extra big charge of Dawn in there, probably 3 times as much as you'd use for washing the dishes. And this one here, this is a Lyman. It's a double-ended wad cutter. Bunch of different molds I got. All right, it's kind of boring. Wanted to show you this. I'll come back when they're all done. Maybe I'll give you a quick glimpse of what we got for molds. Stay Stand by. Another thing real quick I didn't mention is you've got a lot of bleed lines in these molds. I'll show you. My finger's clean so I can touch the camera here. You get a lot of bleed lines here. And I can't zoom in. But you see them there? All those lines in the mold? Those are all air bleed lines. They let air out of the mold. As you fill it with lead, it gives the air a place to go. Because you're filling it in here and you're plugging up this big hole. So you're actually compressing the air that's in this cavity. So these bleed lines on the sides give the air a place to go. So when you're cleaning, you want to make sure that you're scrubbing with those lines, as well as in the cavities, to try and pull all that oil out of there. Okay? If you've watched my other videos, you know what we're up against. And there we got a little bit of rubber band, rubber left on there. Just scrape that right off. Usually there's more when there's a little. Yep, there's some more. And that razor blade just takes it right off. Real nice, doesn't scratch anything. Okay. All right, guys. I'll bring you back when I'm all done. Stand by. All right, guys, let's see what we got here. I'm hand holding the camera here, so sorry for a little shaky. Let's start at the bottom. This is a 4-cavity Lyman, and it's a 429-244, and it's a 255 grain 44 mag semi-wad cutter with a gas check. This is the one that I've tried a couple times, and they always seem to have small shanks, so I can't see the gas check to them. Here's another 44. I get shaky here because I gotta lean over, and this is a 429-283. And it's a nice round nose profile, probably reminiscent of something you'd see in a 44 Special. So I'm anticipating about 245 grains. Next, we're going to move over here to another 429-244. This is an AM prefix. I'm hoping that this one here might have a bigger gas check shank than this one down here, but it's the same mold. So we're just going to try it and see. Move over here. This is that 30 caliber pointed that I'm going to give Andy a call about. 311-332. That's what it says. Yeah, 311-332. Don't know at all. I haven't looked it up or anything, but it looks to be about 190, 200 grains, 180 grains plus. Gas check bullet, nice and pointy. Want to make a good a real good zinc bullet. Here's one that's been a favorite of mine for quite a while. I have a single cavity hollow point mold. This is a 311-284. Again, the BV is just a suffix for the year, cherry. It's something in-house, along with the R, the 2, and the H. They all mean things in-house. Exactly what I don't know. 767 is the block size. It's just a generic number on the block. But this is about a 210 grain round nose 30 caliber. Generally it runs fat. It says 311, but this is a really good 30-40 Krag bullet, 7.65 Argentine bullet, 7.6 what's that Russian, the 54, 7.62 by 54, 7.7 Jap. This would be a real good bullet for all of that. Oops, dropped the camera. This one here is one I was surprised to find, and I am thrilled to be able to cast it. It's an older mold, not a popular one. 313-492. And again, oh, it's GW. I was saying CW. It's meant to be. And what it is it's a wad cutter mold, but it appears to me to be a pretty light one. I've got a 98 grain RCBS wad cutter for 32, and it's probably an 1/8 of an inch longer than this. So I'm anticipating this to be around 175 grains, which is going to be really neat. Nice light bullet for the 32 long, and I might get it going some screaming velocities in the 327. This one here is one I just wanted to have in the collection. 454 round ball. I didn't have one. And over here is another one. This is a double-ended wad cutter. Lyman number 35863. Yeah, 35863. And it's a double-ended. Looks to have, I don't think it's a true double-ended wad cutter. If you look at the base there where you fill from, it looks to have a bevel base. Where if you look at the other end, or the bottom of the mold, the bottom of the cavity, it doesn't have that bevel base. So this one is a little bit different. I didn't realize that until this close-up zoom. But this one is considered a double-ended wad cutter, but it definitely has a nose and a tail, unlike some other ones. And there we go. There's all the molds I picked up today. I got them all cleaned up. Now we're going to get them out in some heat and make sure this water's all off them. And we're going to do a little casting. So stay tuned for the casting. CW out. God bless everybody.